What is up, everybody? Wait, hold on. We forgot our intro music. No, I'm just joking. No,
Damn, we're about to have a fucking married with children fucking Fuller House intro with fucking it's like some 90s late night bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, what is up, everybody? It's your boy back at it again, Simpli Solo, and this is your lovely other host over here to my where's my hand pointing? That way, but on the other side.
Hi, how's it going?
AntonDaNoob, and this is the Simpli Noob Podcast. It's getting a little easier every time.
Wait, you pointed to me in your camera. From my perspective.
I know, but I meant like on the other side of you. But today we have a special guest. I know he has the mask on right now, but no, it's not Dream. It's actually.
Yo, what's up? Hey, I'm gonna hold on a second. Hold on a second, almost there.
Drum rolls.
Do you need a drum roll?
Hold on.
Oh wait, do the drum roll thing. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. Wrong one. Hold on.
Cut.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
It's Brennen Deluxe, everybody. Yes.
How's it going?
Welcome in, Brennen. We're glad to bring you on today. And you guys are probably wondering, Solo, why do you have a special guest on your podcast? It's only been like a few episodes. And I'm like, hey, fuck it. It's been 5 episodes. You know, some podcasts don't even make it past 3. But we made it to 5.
Real,
so I think
way to call me out.
I mean, how many episodes did your podcast have?
I think 4.
See, look, bro had 4. He made it past the 3. He made it past the 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's like the great filter. Every podcast goes up to 3 episodes or it never starts.
Yeah, that is 3 episodes. If you make it past that, you should be all right. You know, who knows? Yeah. Anyway, we brought Brennen on today. It's our 5th episode. We're feeling pumped about it. And Anton, what did you want to talk about today? What?
I'm glad you asked. Well, recently I was scrolling through TikTok one time, and on my For You page there was a certain presidential figure up for election. Yeah. Is right. Who do you think it might be? A certain president up for election. For the United States of America.
Not the Philippines or any other place?
No. We're not going to talk about the Philippines. We're not talking about USSR. We're not going to talk about... No.
Oh.
So, I just wanted to kind of elaborate on on this TikTok that I seen. Just one TikTok of, of a certain presidential elect figure.
RFK Jr.?
Close enough.
The guy.
Not the guy who eats animals. Okay.
The guy that almost got assassinated. Not the one that did get assassinated.
Shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
RFK Jr. is one of the candidates right now, and he's a psycho.
The third party. He's the third party.
He's the third party, and he's a fucking nut job, dude.
Yeah, I heard he was fucking crazy.
He admitted to snuffing a bear cub and then burying it in Central Park Lake Zoo.
I need to see this. I did not see that.
Dude, RFK eats things. He just like animals. He just eats grasshoppers and shit. He's a fucking serial killer.
we have a weird fucking rogues gallery. Like there's even JD Vance, right? Didn't he fuck a couch?
I think so. Did it? I think so. Wow,
what a segue.
So that wasn't actually he didn't actually do that. People just make fun of him for doing that. I mean, so many people have made fun of him for doing that. It just stuck, and now people just say that. The actual thing he did was he was talking about looking up dolphin porn. He was talking about how dolphins...
he the professional gooner.
Yeah. No, he's talking about.
Sounds like it, yeah.
He was like, "There's nothing more attractive than a dolphin getting his long tendril cock out and blessing a woman's cervix." Like, or he was just saying some weird shit like that. Hold on.
So wait,
the,
I'm thinking dolphin porn right now. Is this like panda style porn from Pornhub? If you guys remember that.
No. This
No?
isn't like this isn't the JJK fucking like parody type shit. This is like some like weird fucking shittily made HTML snuff site fucking dolphin porn type shit. Like,
oh jeez,
like that's the type of shit he was like googling. He was talking about. Oh wait, hold on. Is that the wrong chat? In the chat on this like software we're using, that's the link to the fucking.
oh
thing.
yeah. Let me share it to the live chat because it doesn't share it to the live chat from here.
Apparently, for like a decade, nobody knew who dumped a bear into Central Park Lake, and he just came out and been like, "Yeah,
that was me."
He also had brainworms that ate part of his brain, which was likely from eating random animals in their brains.
Huh? So that must be where he got the bear from.
Yeah, like he probably got like, dude, he's a fucking creep. He is a serial killer. He's fucking.
But he just eats animals. It sounds like he eats it raw. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Shit.
No, he eats like bugs and shit. Like all the people close to him talk about how he eats like dogs, how he had like a pet turtle or a pet snake.
Oh,
and he,
like the Hazens.
Shit, dude, don't fucking don't get fucking started now.
I'm just
Don't
joking.
dude, that shit's so bad. They're calling bomb threats to schools and shit because of it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like
Take it from a Filipino. we don't like being said that we eat dogs. Okay, it's not cool.
It's kind of sussy.
But that's part of the stereotype that comes with it.
That is part of the stereotype. It comes with the package. It's like you're born and here's your adobo. Here's the you eat dog stereotype. You know what I mean?
Yo, here's your degree in graphic design.
Yeah. My cousin has a degree in graphic design.
Yeah, of course they are. They're Filipino.
But also but on the same time, you know, I am Hawaiian, so that stereotype is true.
What, the fucking graphic design or like
the eating dogs. That's not up for debate. The Polynesians ate dogs, dude. There's no deniability here.
Shit, man.
Micronesians too.
Yeah, they brought them on the boat for a reason, man.
I mean, dog probably tastes yummy, to be honest. Like, I wonder how it would taste. Like, do you think it'd be like guinea pig, or do you think it'd be like?
Well, I've never had guinea pig, so I wouldn't know this frame of reference.
So I'm trying to think what the best compare. Oh, like, you know how goat tastes? A goat has like that like musky taste because it's not a fucking like lamb anymore. Or it's not like a baby goat.
I don't think it would taste like that.
You don't think it tastes like
dog
that?
Doesn't taste like that.
You think dog would be like leaner? I feel like dog would have like a fucking flavor to it. It would have like a specific like musk.
You know, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, because for me, when I eat goat, right? Because I'm Filipino. To me, like a goat, the flavor of goat tastes like how it smells, right? So that's how I like assume with everything. Like fish, you smell fish, you eat it, it's how it tastes like. So I think dolphins taste the same, and like I'm assuming, like I've never went up to a fucking cow and smelt it, but I assume it might have the fucking.
Because why would you?
Same flavor. That and like when I tried, like the cows like just stare at me menacingly, and then walk away. So I'm assuming I'm not wanted there.
I was gonna say, like, if you want to go kidnap some kid's dog and you want to fucking like,
no, we're not doing that. I'm not.
Hold on, like the stealing part or like the like I don't know.
No, we're not killing and eating dogs. All right, you're gonna set the stereotype back like 100 years, brother.
But I mean, like, I'm not Haitian, so we could take the load off,
brother.
Bit, you know?
Brother, you think the people that are gonna like point their fingers and like demonize you for it? You think they care if you're Haitian? They don't know the difference, dog.
I mean, fair, but it's also like, no, man, that's evil. I can't say that.
It's like with Anton, dude. If Anton ate a dog, you know who they're gonna blame, dude? Filipinos.
Shit.
Look at him. I thought he was Filipino when I met him.
Everyone thought I was Filipino
I
back in
thought-
high school.
Filipino.
I thought he's Indian.
Okay, that's a first.
Wait, now that I'm looking at Anton, I think it's the eyebrows. That's
It's
what
eyebrows,
I think
yeah.
it is. It's the eyebrows. Bro's eyebrows.
The
is
bushy
pretty
eyebrows.
thick.
You're like,
Oh,
okay, yeah. But that's the first I got. Indian. There's a couple Samoans. There's a couple I was called Hispanic. Other than that, most of the people that judge me based on what I look like is mainly Filipino, just because I was living in Hawaii. You know, Hawaii is a mixed plate,
Right,
and
right.
people just like, oh yeah, he's like brownish white, Filipino.
Filipino. That's it.
They just
Right.
randomly walk up to me, like especially the aunties. They speak to me in Tagalog, and I'm just like,
No, you know what you had to say
Salamat.
there? You had to say, "Oh, I'm Portuguese." And then he's like, oh, okay.
man. Now that I think about it, yeah, maybe that's probably something I should have said, but you know, after revealing to them that I'm not Filipino, it's like, oh, you don't speak, and I'm like, nope, I'm not even.
No sabo, dude.
no,
Dude,
yeah,
I get
no
so
sabo.
dude, I don't like telling Filipinos I don't speak Filipino, dude. Especially like the older uncles and aunties, dude. They just look
Yes,
at
the
me
old
and they're
timers.
dude, they look me in the eyes and like you could see how depressed they are when they find out. They're Bro, what?
Oh, is this him?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, he's
Bro's
got
eating the
that.
bug.
He's got
Yeah.
that smile.
Yeah, dude. He eats shit, man. He's a muncher. He's a munch.
But so we can get back on topic because we kind of went off on a tangent there.
Okay, yeah, we
Yeah.
were talking about this one video, TikTok video that I seen of Trump, Donald Trump, basically, you know, if he gets elected, you know what he's gonna do? Part of his mission is he's going to take away tax from overtime and from tips, mainly appealing to like I guess the lower middle class. But like we've seen, he's been in office before, and we've seen what he's done from what I've seen. I'm not mainly into politics, but you know, but it seems like things were better as Trump was in office. He wasn't in the office as I guess if I were to sum it up, he was in the office not as a politician, but mainly as a businessman. And America is mainly a whole big business, right? If you think about it, right? Inflation, like oil, taxes, business, all of that stuff. So if you guys want to elaborate, if you guys have anything to say or add to that, or any opinions, Shark or Brennan.
Yeah, no, Trump left our economy in the worst fucking state it's been in, I think, in its history. After he fucking put his tariffs on China, which is during the Trump trade war, which put multiple farmers out of business, made groceries more expensive overall, added like $8 trillion to our national debt. Absolutely not. He did not leave things better. If anything, the economy was doing decent because we had economic growth during 2008 between 2016 because of Obama. And what I like to tell people is that the presidency reflects the quality of the last one. So Biden's presidency so far has had a lot of issues because Trump essentially left Biden with all of his issues, didn't do anything during the 4 years, basically sat there, played golf all day, eating Big Macs, left Biden with all the fucking baggage, and now we're starting to recover. And now that we're starting to recover, we're having excess amount of job growth, and our economy slowly getting better. You know, Trump only had decent economy ratings during the early terms of his presidency because Obama had a good presidency and actually grew our economy during that presidency. Republicans in general are awful for the economy. Republicans don't create jobs, they get rid of them. Every single Democratic presidency in the last 20 years has had 3 to 4 times the amount of job growth than any Republican presidency. Like, I believe in, like, I need to find the statistic in the last, like, 20 years, Democrats have created over, like, 36 million jobs. 46 million jobs, whereas Republicans have only created, like, 3 million jobs. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. And I despise the American voter because they're all a bunch of dipshits that go off of vibes. If somebody says things like that,
that's true.
If somebody says things like that, they'll accept Christian nationalism or they'll accept some random bullshit because, like, oh, I have, like, this illusion that my gas prices are going to go lower for voting this random person, when, like, that's not how it fucking works in the slightest. You know, like, yeah, and that just comes out to voters, right? Like, people are still undecided and people are swing voters, but it's not because they actually are choosing between two candidates. They're just dipshits when it comes to, like, knowing anything about politics, but they still are able to vote and they still vote anyway. Like, if you can name the Speaker of the House, the President and Vice President, and three Supreme Court justices, you already know more than, like, 75 to 80% of the entire country about the government.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
If you can name 3 branches of the government, or you can explain how a bill becomes law, you already know more than, like, 90% of all voters. Like,
I kind of know that.
American voters don't have any understanding of what they're actually voting on. They kind of just go on vibes and they have a dysphoria over what their vote is actually doing. And it drives me fucking crazy. When in regards to, like, Trump's taxes, like, AKA, I don't know why anybody would trust a single fucking thing that comes out of his mouth now. Like, out of all the things he said, 34 count felon, by the way, convicted felon. You know, we're really going to believe what this guy said. We literally saw last week on a fucking debate, he's talking about Haitians eating dogs and cats. He's talking about he's talking about transgender operations and illegal aliens in prison. Like, this guy is out of his fucking mind. And it's like, you know, like, how do you even do a tax on tips or a tax on overtime? It goes to your fucking overall income. And anybody that's taking tips isn't going to fucking put it in their bank account anyway. It's going to be under the table, and they're not reporting to the IRS. So who is that really affecting?
It affects. Okay, so one thing with the tip thing, right? Like, cash tips, for sure. Like, that's not being. Let's be real, chat or whoever's listening and in viewers. That's not going to be fucking reported unless your employer requires that, which is fucking dumb. Then that's not going to be reported. But because nowadays so many things are, you know, you're tipped a lot through, like, POS systems and, like, on cards. Those things that are tipped, like, through, like, computers and stuff and not, like, cash, those are, like, you consider those automatically reported, like, because that shows up on everything. So you have to report those, and then those taxed.
Okay, so then at that point it goes to your overall income, correct?
Yeah, so that's why I was kind of confused on that too, because the only way to, because I know overtime pay, you'd be able to tax that less because that's separate, right? That's or at least when I had overtime in my other job, it was a separate, like, little bracket, and it was taxed differently than my regular pay. I've never reported tips, so so I don't know how that looks like. So maybe Anton could shed some light. Is that how tips work, Anton? Anton, you're muted.
Oh, so, like, in your pay stubs and stuff. So where you, like, so I guess in the in that body portion of your what's it called, of your payment, basically all it is so your regular hours of your 40 hours a week usually, and then your whatever is recorded amount of whatever overtime you have usually is underneath, and so you get, like, it shows you your payment amount for that hour, and then how many hours you worked, and then the sum total together, but still separate. So I guess, yeah, it is taxed differently. because it's separated. Usually for my job, since I work in security and I get paid once a week, and so it kind of follows along with what you were saying earlier.
My question is too is like, how will that like? It's gonna be like what you get like $30 more, because like with overtime, some states have time and a half, and some states have like what is the other one? The double time. Most of the time you're getting time and a half, right?
Yeah.
So like you're still like you're getting half the time you paid, so like you're still making like $30-$40. It's not like everybody who's working overtime is working like $6,000 a year jobs and they're working overtime $6,000 a year. No, they're gonna be working in a fucking restaurant, or they're gonna be working at a gas station, or they're gonna be working at like some establishment like that where like their overtime isn't like it's not gonna be that much more.
You know, now that I'm thinking about that too. Like, I feel like most of the people working overtime don't get paid enough for it to make too much of a difference. You know, I could be wrong there. You know, I'm not an economist, dude. I'm an environmental science major. You know, like, but
yeah, like majority is not gonna be different in terms of the tariffs and like how he's like selling to his cult, make them pay. We saw how well that fucking worked out during his presidency. We saw farmers go out of business, and we saw the prices of goods, including soybeans and rice, go up because farmers couldn't compete with China. You know, the tariffs, China's not paying them. They don't have to. No tariff ever has made a company or a country that's shipping into there like they're not paying that. It's instead a tax on the consumer going to the government. So what he's essentially saying is yeah, we're going to make everything like 10 to 15% more expensive for you. Oh, but no, we're going to have the illusion that China's paying for it. But they're not actually. They're instead going to cater to us through things like Temu and Amazon and Alibaba and drop ship, and have all their shipping to the United States subsidized so they can make money off us while we're paying more money to the government. Which that also lies into like with Trump's plan. Most of his cabinet members are on Project 2025. He says he's not associated with it, but like all the people that's running his campaign and the people that are like writing his policy, they're part of the Heritage Foundation. They're part of the people who wrote that document, and their document is essentially to dismantle most federal agencies and give more power to the executive branch. So give more power to the president.
There were some other things too. Hold on, let me see.
Well, yeah, no, because part of it was also like reforming schools, so defunding public schooling and making it so schools are required to have like Bible verses and like teach Christianity. So essentially what he's saying is that we're going to dismantle all the federal agencies that protect you and help you, but you're going to give us more money so that we have more money to play with our dictatorship.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can find some of this.
Which like to the average voter, especially the average Trump voter who's a part of a fucking cult and is like, yeah, make them pay, dude, make them pay, hell yeah, dude. Like they just see that they don't actually understand what they're fucking voting for, or what he's actually saying. But anybody that has any semblance of understanding of what he's actually doing looks at that and is like, that's a fucking terrible idea. I mean, that compared with his fucking crippling mental state. During the debate, that fucking Kamala lady completely showed that he will take any bait. She didn't even try too hard. She just like said, yeah, your rallies are boring. And he just went on a fucking, like, he just melted down on live television.
Wait, now I gotta watch the debate.
Yeah, dude. Oh my fucking God, you gotta, yeah. No, because the entire time people are saying, of course, so there's a lot of magats who are like, why are they so biased? Why are they correcting him all the time? Because he was lying nonstop and saying a bunch of random bullshit. During the debate, it was like Trump lied, like, I need to find the exact number, but it was like 28 times Trump lied versus Kamala Harris, where she was like corrected in like one thing. Like,
wild.
Yeah, no. So like, what was going on before is that, like, this guy can't. He's not sane. He's a super narcissist, and like anybody like Putin or any
about
like
this is like I think it's just because remember when Biden was still in the race and like everyone was like, oh, he's not sane. And all the MAGA fuckers were like, oh, he's not sane and he's too old and whatever. And then now everything's getting turned on Trump like that.
Well, thing is, like, Biden answered all of his questions coherently. He's just old. Biden's actually functional. He's just an old fuck. Trump during the debate versus Biden didn't answer a single question. It did the exact same ranting bullshit he did during the Kamala debate, except they were able to focus all the attention on Joe Biden because he's the incumbent and because, like, that's what the media ran with. Biden's unpopular.
Right.
So, yeah, no, Trump it was, you ever seen a picture where it's like a homeless man calls another homeless man a broke ass dude?
Yeah.
It was like that. And it was all the heat was taken off Trump because of Biden. People just don't like Biden. Biden has a long political history. On top of that, we're kind of currently funding our mother country, Israel, with all their bullshit. So it's like, yeah, no, he's unpopular, and that's why the media ran with that. And I'm kind of unhappy with how the media now is kind of just trying to downplay how fucking old and how insane Trump is.
Are they downplaying that?
Oh, dude, compared to Biden, every single fucking day there's a news story how Biden's too old, a fucking opinion analysis of should we have term limits? Is Biden too old to run? Yada, yada, yada. And then, second Biden dropped out and went to Harris, everyone
stopped with that.
Yeah, everybody kind of stopped with it, or nobody really cared.
How much, because Trump is only 2 years younger than Biden?
Yeah, he's 78 or some shit. Or 76. Oh. Yeah, he's 2 years older than Biden, or younger than Biden. He's older than H.W. Bush. And, H.W. Bush served.
Oh yeah, he's 78.
Yeah, H.W. Bush served 2 terms, and he's still older than H.W.
It's wild.
Well, Kamala Harris is what, 59 right now? She's 59. So that means Trump was in his fucking 30s when she was
59.
born. Yeah, 59. Yeah, so Trump was in his 30s when she was born, and it's dude, why is old fuck up there? On top of that, dude, if he sits there and melts down on live television for being called boring, then what's stopping any political leader from just currying favor with him or just manipulating him into doing whatever the fuck they want, with Putin?
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. And that is a big issue, huh?
It's kind of we've gotten some pretty decent policy from Harris. Yeah, there's the whole Israel thing, but let's be honest, every sitting U.S. president, past, present, and future will always support Israel. We have ironclad foreign policy of Israel because they essentially own our politicians.
Yeah.
So it's people are lucky we're even getting a talks of a ceasefire right now.
Right. How is that going either way? The ceasefire.
So right now, it keeps getting debated. We keep getting close, and then Israel or Netanyahu just ends up killing a fucking negotiator or does something to make it worse. Because right now Netanyahu is really unpopular in Israel, and he's going to be ousted. So, and that's why he's trying to start a war. So if you've seen a lot of things where Israel's attacking Lebanon, Israel's attacking Hezbollah, etc., he needs to start a war. Otherwise, he's going to be removed and possibly tried. Right. And he's in the same position Trump is in right now, where the only reason Trump is running is so he doesn't get put in prison. Because he's being sentenced on the 26th of November. So he's going to jail.
Oh, so he has to win, or else
yes, he has to win, or else he's going to prison. That's why he's also throwing temper tantrums and being where's my plea deal? Because multiple times he said, I don't really care about being president. I just want to golf and just hang out. And he keeps trying to get a plea deal and make a deal with the DOJ for him to drop out and not serve jail time. So he's been looking for that.
Oh, we have a fan. My Republican uncle posted about how the illegals are going to replace white people, though. So, checkmate, liberal.
I mean,
that was from Putis, by the way.
I mean, yeah, the Republicans love running a great replacement theory because that is kind of just how their voter base works.
That's true. That's been so fucking pervasive.
Their voter base reaches comfort and maintains their mental homeostasis by relying on the racial hierarchy. That's why they freaked out when the racial
hierarchy, the racial hierarchy that they made up, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, the reason why they started having a cyber psycho fit and why everything's crazy now is
Based on the theory of race that they made up in the first place that doesn't actually exist, dude. What?
Well, yeah,
crazy, dude.
Because this make America great again, all this bullshit they're doing is in response to the trauma they had by Obama going up and not just getting one term but 2 terms. Because for the longest they've maintained that whites are on top and nobody else can surpass that. And then they had 8 years where they had to look up to the office, which since they were a fetus, they were revered as being like this golden godhood status, and they had to look up and see a black man. And that just made them that just made them melt down. That's why there was such a big push. Like Trump is a white person's Obama.
God, dude.
A white person
no,
Obama.
dude.
Like that's why it's a cult. That's why they're all so fucking this is like chosen by God. They were so traumatized by the idea of a black president, they'd rather have a white God king.
They'd rather have the fucking God Emperor from fucking 40K, dude.
Yes, exactly. They treat him like the fucking God Emperor. And going back to policy, like this guy's given us nothing, but Harris has given us some semblance of policy. Like she was talking about a $50,000 tax credit on small businesses.
Yeah.
She was talking about how we're going to stop price gouging of grocery stores so we can actually fucking, now have to be gouged by companies like Target or Walmart. She's giving us some semblance of policy. As to whether or not she's able to actually pass it, that is another story, because that depends on whether or not we win seats in the Senate and the House. But she's actually putting things up there. People talk about do nothing Democrats, but we haven't been able to pass anything because Republicans vote against it, either via the filibuster or just by voting against it in general. The border bill, talks about the border. Trump talked to a bunch of GOP congressmen and they voted against the border bill, which the Border Patrol voted on. It was a bipartisan, Border Patrol included border bill, and they voted against it because Trump told them to.
I wonder if you could clear something up for me, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So remember that time when this was during the Trump presidency, and they were talking about the kids being put in those cells at the border?
Yeah.
When I brought that up, somebody told me that those cells were built by Obama.
So our border patrol, through U.S. history, we've always done that. We've always had detention facilities for migrants coming in, illegal migrants. What happened specifically during Trump's presidency is they fucked up the ball in transporting the migrants. So they separated a lot of parents from their kids. They were just separating people. Before,
I remember that was an issue. Yeah.
Before we would still keep people, and we still look at them and see, okay, you're coming here for asylum. Okay, we can bring you in for asylum. But they kind of fucked up the ball, and they were just rounding them up and putting them in random places, and kids were going missing, kids were being abused, and it was a shit show.
Yeah, they
were just handling it really poorly. So I don't believe they were built during Obama. I think they were built in the early 2000s. Before. Yeah, they were built in the early 2000s. We've always had that structure. We've always had the structure of keep controlling our border that way. It's just those specific facilities I don't think were around until the early 2000s. As to whether or not they were there during at Obama, before or shortly before Obama, I couldn't say. But that's where the main kids from cages came from, because they were just separating families from each other. Before it was okay, you guys are all related. We're gonna move all you guys here. We're gonna organize all these people, and then they just flubbed it. They were just we're not gonna care. We're just gonna round up people, push these people wherever, and then send people back. So there's some cases of some families, some of their parents or grandparents are getting sent back to Mexico, but their kids are still in the actual detention facilities. So they had no way of getting them, and it was a shit show.
Months to reunite them, even if at all, if they do get reunited.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've always felt like the whole immigration stuff, dude. Because I'm a son of an immigrant. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I don't know, that kind of stuff. It's kind of close to home, and it's weird because I know some I know people don't like when with the whole illegal immigrant thing. But like some people, dude, like even in my own like fellow second generation community, man, I feel like there's not like a lot of sympathy for these migrants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether they're illegal or not, you know. And I think that's just because of the pervasive kind of mentality of like they're taking our jobs and
yeah.
and now eating fucking our pets, you know?
Well, yeah, no, it comes down to the great replacement theory, like fear mongering, because at some point, like, there's all these statistics coming out when they're saying that like by 2030, by 2040, whites will be the minority and the Hispanics will be the majority, etc., like that. So that's part of it. I would argue that's probably just what fuels all of it. But what these people fail to understand is that the jobs these immigrants are taking aren't like the jobs that their kids are going to college for. It's the jobs that make sure they're able to actually eat or like go to like a clean area, right? They're the ones cleaning the hotels. They're the ones working on farms. They're the ones, like they're the ones working construction. Like they're the ones we're relying all our infrastructure on. So like every time I see somebody talk about migrants, they're like, oh, they're coming from Mexico. I'm like, okay, so are you gonna work the blue collar job that migrant family is working? Are you gonna go and work on a farm? Is your mother gonna go and clean a hotel? Are you gonna work these jobs? Because
no one wants to work on a farm, dude.
No, because if they aren't working them, who is? It has to get done somehow. And it's not like they're not gonna allow or enable a like labor draft because it's socialist, right? They're not gonna not gonna allow a draft to be okay. The draft that everybody's required to work on a farm for a year or two or do some type of like time on a essential business like that.
Be a good idea.
Yeah, no, this is what socialist countries do. Like that's what Cuba did.
No, yeah, it's the only. Well, I didn't know about that. I only knew that they mandatoried serving like 2 years in the army. In most
so that's
countries.
That's just for the military, but Cuba specifically, when Che Guevara and Fidel Castro taking hold, that it was required to work in some form of infrastructure, whether it be waste management or crop or just any way that shape or form. And just like they're not gonna allow that. Like they scream and cry about socialism all the fucking time. Why? Like
right. No, but that'd be good. Like if you if you made it like a requirement that you had to work like either like 1 full-time year or 2 full-time years or like 4 part-time years of some form of like service related thing, like, and you'll get paid for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that'd be pretty.
Yeah, no, it's a really successful policy. It's just one of those like,
but it was done in a socialist country first.
It is socialism. It gets closer to like the whole like,
you
fucking commie. Oh yeah, like so like Americans aren't gonna do that. Yeah, but it's also
I see what you mean.
It's when you like again, if there aren't immigrants, who's going to fucking do that work, right? Like they can't make prisoners do all that work. Like using more people in prison essentially just do slavery. I mean, like
they already do that.
Yeah, prisoners do other labor. That's the thing. Prisons do other labor. The prison system isn't just gonna like set aside their workforce just because you guys don't want to like coexist with people.
Especially the private prisons, dude. They got their shit on lock, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like they aren't gonna do that shit. So it's like,
Another thing I saw was when we were talking about the kids being separated from their parents, and how after that there was a lot of changes to certain laws about child labor in a few of the states, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like allowing them to work in factories and mines again, like 12, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, like, and they did that in response to immigrants coming over. Like, nobody's making their kids work in a fucking meat packaging plant.
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that. So, like, the immigrant kids are gonna work it, which, no, don't fucking make them work it, right? But, like, it boggles my fucking mind sometimes hearing as these people talk, because they either A, don't understand what the fuck they're doing or what they're saying, or B, they know exactly what they're saying and they're just so fucking evil. that they dislike.
Right.
And yeah, it's like crazy times we live in, man. Like we're on the verge of like major Christian nationalism,
Oh,
or
no.
like or like 4 more years of learning to manage this shit. Because it's gotten so bad because of Citizens United, which essentially was a Supreme Court case, which made it so that corporations can be treated as people, and legislation must be reflected in such. So that's why we slowly turned into an oligarchy. We're not even slowly turned, but we are an oligarchy now. Is because corporations treat like people now, so it gives them certain protections and being able to lobby and pay politicians off. You know, they're able to create super PACs. That is one of the biggest things. Like that's one of the reasons like why Al Gore should have challenged that more, because Al Gore won the presidency, and if Al Gore actually like was president, we wouldn't have had Bush to push Citizens United through, because that was the plan.
Right.
And I'm just like, shit, man. Like, I'm looking forward to this Harris win, because it's going to be really interesting seeing essentially the same thing that happened during Obama happen to just men. Because like,
as in
no,
the first woman, or
the
first woman president.
So
Okay.
just like white people freak the fuck out whenever there's a black president. Men in general are going to freak the fuck out because there's a woman president, because men also rely on the gender hierarchy for their comfort.
yeah, that's I've seen a lot of that in the workplaces that I've worked at, so it does make sense. Only on a bigger scale. So this will definitely be interesting for the ladies too.
I'm kind of curious how this is going to play out.
It's
I'm
a bigger
excited
scale
for Kamala to win. Well, because who knows with these fucking Americans, dog.
Yeah. Oh, so there's pretty much no path for Trump to win at this point. Kamala has played her cards right to where she has targeted moderates, and she targeted undecided voters, because leftists, regardless of how performative they are, and who talks about Israel or talks about political moral purity, they're going to vote for Kamala whether they like it or not. They're going to vote for her. So, and if they're not, then it's the vote that they can afford to lose. The people that she's needs to get, the moderates, which it was really good. Like that debate, I think pretty much sealed his fate, just because the longer a moderate sees Trump talk, the less likely they like him.
Yeah, that's true.
See, they don't actually know what he does or what he's saying. They have to go off of vibes. So once they actually hear him and see what he's talking about and see how much of a fucking nut job he is, they're like, oh, I'm not fucking with this guy. And so there is essentially no path for Trump to win. The only states Trump absolutely has to win is North Carolina, Pennsylvania. But it's looking like he's probably not going to win those, because Democrats only lost Pennsylvania once in the last 30 years, and that was during Trump's 2016. So Pennsylvania already
lose that in 2015, 2016.
Yeah, 2016. That's how Trump won.
Damn, how could you guys do that?
Because a bunch of bumblefucks in middle Pennsylvania decided to vote for that guy.
Is Pennsylvania the place where it's either Pennsylvania or West Virginia? I was learning about the mountaintop mining.
Pennsylvania, most of the mining. So Pennsylvania is known for its coal mining and just mining in general.
Yeah, but is it the mining that they level the whole mountain?
I believe so.
That's wild.
Most of mining infrastructure and most of union workforce history has happened in Pennsylvania, like with the worker strike back in the 30s, where they're just killing business owners. Like that happened in PA. So again, it's in bumblefuck places like fucking Bloomsburg and fucking in York, PA, and those small areas. And just also too, just not enough people went out to vote during 2016 because they just didn't think Trump would win. They got complacent.
That is true. It was so ridiculous back then.
Yeah,
I remember that shit.
Everybody was so complacent. They're just like, Trump, this guy couldn't possibly win. And then they surprised Pikachu face when they didn't go out to vote.
That was the first election I could have voted for, and I didn't vote.
Yeah. So, so Trump has to win PA, North Carolina.
If he doesn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, or if he wants to become president. like shit, dude. Like PA, Biden won by like 44,000 votes in 2020. So he kind of barely won PA in 20, or it wasn't not PA, Georgia. He barely won Georgia in 2020. PA, he won by quite a large margin because Biden is from Scranton. So of course people from PA were like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna vote for that guy.
Right.
But in general too, the amount of people that are just gonna come out in Philly, they're just so sick of this. The amount of people that are coming out in Pittsburgh, that is pretty much going to be what makes the election, because what happens during election night is everybody gets scared because PA is red until like 2 or 3 a.m. But that's only because like 53% of the vote has been counted. And there's 2 counties that specifically they count all the votes out of. I believe it's Allegheny County, which is in the bottom left of PA, and then it's going to also be Philadelphia, which, you know, and those 2 counties by themselves make up 43% of the vote for the state. So we won't know. Yes, we won't know until late at night, assuming Trump wins North Carolina. We won't know until late at night if he wins PA or not. We could actually very well have the election decided pretty early in the night if Kamala wins North Carolina. Because if she wins North Carolina, there's no path to victory for Trump.
Oh, it's going to be a wild rest of the year, huh?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's going to be fucking bonkers. I love also how nobody cared about the second assassination attempt that Trump had.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been-
dude,
it's just- It's just
when
been memory
I
hole.
was seeing that on like YouTube, and I was just scrolling past it. I'm like, I don't feel like I don't want to be been there, done that, dog. You know? Did you see that?
Was this the
Anton?
one? Was this the one where like the shooter was in a bush or something?
Yeah, no, this is the one in Florida on his golf course.
Yeah, because I remember him. Trump was describing that moment. It's like a guy had a barrel throughout the bush. Secret Service got on him, and instead of like asking questions, they just like shot at him or something.
I saw something somewhere saying that the shooter was from Hawaii too, or something.
Yeah, so he built homes in Hawaii. I'm trying to remember the exact thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wild.
So he has a business here, basically.
Yeah, no. So Ryan
Or
Wesley
statewide.
Ruth.
Damn,
Ryan Wesley.
First the Proud Boys Hawaii people at the January 6th, and now the second assassin for Donald Trump. Wild.
Yeah, so he owns a construction company in Hawaii. So let me see.
Owns a construction company.
He owned
Damn.
a construction company in Hawaii.
Well, yeah, ED. Ugh.
So what is the construction company name? I'm trying to find. Camp Box Honolulu.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, you probably never heard of it. But yeah, so he owns that, and then he also like is insane about Ukraine, and he's like a former Trump voter. And my thing is that just like how is this affecting Trump? Because like I don't think he understands why people are trying to assassinate him, because he's a narcissist. But this is also like this happened in fucking Florida.
Yeah, and wasn't it? And like you said, the last guy, he was a former Trump supporter, and even the other guy, right? Wasn't he like a former Trump supporter too?
Yeah, so he was.
What's going on? I'm curious too.
So because of how the MAGA cult has been constructed, they see Trump as a prophet, and we're in the stages of the cult breaking apart and breaking down. So now, for some of his most like prestigious zealots now see him as a false prophet.
Oh,
which is why their hatred.
Oh, this is a political church thing going on then. Okay.
Yes, it is a cult. Like it is that's why so many people are so diehard it. That's why they'll treat it like, you know, you're about to kill them if you say so. It's ridiculous, because it's essentially they essentially believe he's chosen by God, and
he's
so
a
that's
pagan.
yeah. So that's why like this is essentially a part of his own creation, because he has platformed himself so much on the hate and fear-mongering and just violence that now that his cult isn't ironclad and he's now seen as a weak leader, those same people, or not even all of them, but some of them that were the most extreme, now see him as a false prophet and are just like, he must die. You know? Right. So like that's precisely why. Like the first guy was just some kid that was like, he was like a 4chan groiper. You know, he just sits there and just talks about replacement theory and talks about like conspiracy shit all day. And the second guy, he's just batshit fucking crazy. You know, he's also batshit crazy, but he's like different types of crazy. He's like, we must fucking stop Ukraine. We must do everything we can. We must glass Russia. You know, like he's like that type of like,
Right.
that type of insane. And this is like, this. I don't think this will be the last one.
Oop.
It won't.
Anton, what happened to your camera?
I don't know. Hold on. No, just keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Let me fix it.
It looks like you're about to play sad music. Do I need to play sad music for you, brother?
No. I accidentally opened up OBS by accident. And since my camera is linked with OBS now.
Oh, you're using virtual cam?
No. I'm not. No, I'm using my actual cam.
Oh.
But since I open OBS, my camera pops up, and now
Okay.
What the heck? That's fine. Anyways,
I wonder why.
let me turn off. Oh, anyways, go ahead while I do this.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought.
Oh,
It's
my
just
bad.
like it's just like yeah, no, like Trump really has no path to victory outside of cheating.
Right.
Because you know, regardless, Trump always loses the popular vote. He always loses it. He's not winning it, especially this time. The states that he does need, they're doing election fraud in Georgia, but they're they're trying harder and harder to make it more difficult to vote. The GOP is almost about to fucking blow their brains out politically because they are refusing to vote on the bill that would extend the operations of the government so we don't get government shutdown. But they're trying to slide in voter suppression laws inside of that bill. So they're holding a hostage. So they're probably going to try and get a government shutdown until those are passed. But that is the worst possible thing they can do. Like even Mitch McConnell was like saying that is the dumbest fucking thing you guys could ever possibly do. Moscow fucking Mitch said that.
Moscow Mitch. I think we're gonna have to start ending it off soon because Anton looks like his camera's gonna fail out on us pretty soon.
No, it's gonna stay like this. I can't swap the camera, so it's gonna be like. I feel like
we're getting up to 52 minutes already.
Yeah,
it's almost 2 hours.
Oh dang! Okay.
Yeah. Like usually, because we usually try to go to like at max like 40, 45 minutes, but it's all right.
Okay.
Oh, but yeah, that was I'm gonna be honest. I was not I was out of my element here.
That was a yap sesh for sure. It
was a yap sesh. No, it was great.
That was interesting. Yeah, I learned a lot.
I like listening to Brennen.
I'm not in a lot of I'm not really into politics, so having to listen from someone who's delved into like this kind of thing and okay, kind of opens my eyes a little bit.
When I was younger, I was more following it. Brennen knows I would talk to him about it too, but nowadays I've kind of been I've had my head down and I've just kind of been focusing on school and whatever other projects I have going on and work, of course.
Yeah, and that's just a testament. Like the average American doesn't really lock in. Like they aren't really that involved. They kind of go off of vibes or what people are saying or like the things they see on Twitter or CNN occasionally, and that's just kind of what they run off. Or they'll see
TikTok videos. Yep.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like it's very frustrating because these are the same people that are going to vote no matter what. Because the reason why Harris or even Trump isn't going after trying to get new voters is because there's typical demographics for voters. If you're a voter, if you go to vote the first time and you vote, you're pretty much going to vote every single election, no matter what. You're going to always vote. If you don't vote, you're pretty much every single election never going to vote. And it's way more difficult to convince somebody that's never going to vote to actually vote for you versus somebody that is going to vote for you.
Right.
So that's precisely why because I'll see a lot of things where it was a lot of leftists that are very frustrated because it feels like a lot of things you're saying are falling on deaf ears, and they really are because they make up 2% of the fucking voting base.
Oh, leftists.
Leftists.
That's true.
They don't make up most of the voter base. They don't win elections. Unfortunately, they don't win elections. So the only thing that she can do is go for moderates, which they lean more right. America's a conservative country.
Yeah, leftists kind of they really shoot themselves, and like I'm kind of more on the left side of myself, but I think it's just that mentality of like they don't what's the word?
Leftists, I hate taking away credit. A majority of leftists I've talked to just lack nuance in politics. They will only stick by like hard-coded, ironclad. You must perform this way. This must be this way. Otherwise, it's shit. But politics is inherently a dirty business. There is no valor and honor in politics. You know, there's a lot of ideas that like we need to not fund our military. We need to do things like that. But like, don't understand that is like never going to happen. Like, I understand it's a really good idea, but like, our role in the world is to be a weapons manufacturing business. We are an empire. Like we are the Fire Nation essentially of the world. That is our role. We are purveyors of chaos, death, and forever war. So, and that's just how our economy works. That's how our economy is funded. That's how our world economy position is funded. Like, you aren't going to get rid of that. So and what they do a lot is they say, oh, I can't have this. I'm just not going to take part in the conversation. Not understanding that the idea of politics itself is collective decision making. Like, this isn't like a one side controls everything. This is we all come together with varying conflicting opinions and decide what the baseline is going to be for everybody that's comfortable.
Yeah. I was of that same mind a while back ago. Now I see it as like, I feel like it's gonna sound weird, but like I feel like there needs to be more extreme people voting on both sides. Not like, what I mean is like, so like eventually, like if you have like people like super this way and super this way, if everyone's negotiating evenly and on fair terms, eventually it'll land somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
But yeah, but that's just policy. It's not not for voter bases, because a majority of Americans, they lean left, but they're more right. So, like, you aren't going to convince a lot of moderates, hey, you know what, like, all trans people should be killed. At the same point, you're not going to convince moderates, like, hey, like, all drugs should be free. Like,
oh damn,
you aren't going to do that like that. The average American is going to lay somewhere in the middle, where they're going to be like hey, this gender thing, sexuality thing is a little bit more complex, so we make it for. And hey, you know what? Maybe we should like make it a little easier for single mothers to like feed their kids, and make it housing a little bit more affordable. Like, they're gonna lay there, right? So like, they're not gonna vote for two psychos. They're gonna vote for somewhere in the middle. That's why every time there's a moderate candidate, they win at the fucking landslide. That's why Obama won. Obama wasn't a liberal. He's not a leftist. He is a centrist. Obama was against gay marriage when he first ran.
Yeah.
So like, he won because he won over moderates, because he was you know what, this gender, race, political, like, this is a little bit more complicated than we have to make it out for. Like, we should make it so you guys should be able to like have your kids have school lunches and do things like that and make it easier for people to live. And like that those are who win. Like that's who wins. Kamala right now is running on a generic Democrat moderate. She's not running as Kamala Harris. She's running as generic Democrat, because polling shortly before the race started was a 9 times out of 10, a generic Democrat polled so much higher than Trump. They got individual numbers out there, and the individual people didn't do well, but the generic Democrat didn't have a name attached, did. So that's why she is kind of like she's kind of vague almost sometimes with her policy, because she isn't identifying herself.
Okay, I see.
She's introducing herself, but she's not identifying herself as like, this is my platform, this is what I'm pushing. At least not yet. She is starting to put out more policy, more platform issues now. She's starting to do that now. But for like how close her running was to election, most candidates have a full year to 2 years to actually run and campaign before an election. She had like 3 months. Biden dropped out in July. It's September now.
Right.
So like, yeah, like it's gonna be a doozy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a
More-
rough year, but
More power to her if she does win. So
yes, sir. But coming up onto the hour mark here. What do you guys have any last words you guys want to say before we close out?
Well, shit. I don't see any path to Trump winning. I hope everything just ends up working out anyway. We still have about 49 days until the election, so anything can happen, and it's
Right,
fucking
that's
wild.
true.
So like we'll see. For all we know, something crazy could fucking happen, or Trump could actually get shot again. Who fucking knows?
Right.
Taylor Swift endorsed Harris. That pretty much guarantees her the woman vote, the white woman vote specifically. I mean, as funny as it is to say, it pretty much does. Her and Britney Spears have so much control over white women, it's not even funny. And the fact that she endorsed Harris essentially means that even if they're conservative, they're not going to vote for Trump.
Right.
So,
now,
like,
any social media you wanna plug? Our special guest of honor here.
well, shit, just my name. Like, I'm not active on social media or Twitch at the moment. So really, just
Brennen
my name.
Deluxe.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll start his podcast again.
Yeah, no, it's on the to-do list. If you hang around Jure, there's a chance you'll see me, but it depends because this guy streams late at night for me.
Yeah. But I guess that has to be, if you ever come back on our podcast, that has to be your thing, your handle, the politics bastard. Yeah, next time there's something controversial going on, we're gonna bring Brendan back on.
No, that's real. Hell yeah.
he's got something to say. We'll bring
he'll
him.
have something to say.
Hell yeah.
Anton, what about you? Any closing statements? Anything you want to plug?
Don't
Doing
listen to me
anything
about
funny?
politics. I only watch things on TikTok, so
That
take
is
as you
true.
will.
I also watch things on TikTok. Anything you want to
Yeah,
plug? You want to plug your Twitch or your TikTok, brother?
AntonDaNoob all around, all socials. That's it.
Bing, bing, bing.
Twitch.
As for me,
TikTok.
the only thing I can say is, yeah, I've been out of the politics game, but everyone should go vote. That's your American born right, you know. You might as well use it because who knows how long you'll have that right for. But follow me on wherever, dude. I'm sure I'll have a link somewhere in the description. And guess we'll catch you guys later. This has been Simply Solo, Brennen Deluxe, and AntonDaNoob on the Simpli Noob Podcast, and we're signing out of here. Peace.
Oh yeah, have a good one. Enjoy the truth nuke.
Yes, sir.